Today I'm going to be talking about the hide action. It's where you hide from enemies. That's really all there is to it. This is Sean from Dodeca Dungeon, signing off. You're still here? How do you know this isn't just the credits rolling? See? Regardless, I used the technique of stealth and misdirection to convince you that I wasn't going to be here anymore. I had hidden from you. And using my skillful techniques, you too can become a master of the hidden technique. Step 1. Step 1, know how to hide. If you gotta know how to hide, you gotta know the rules of how to hide. Well, that's what I'm here to tell you. Step 1. Knowing the rules of how to hide is important, because or else you can be discovered, which is bad. So, what you do to hide is you make a stealth check against the people who you're hiding from's perception check, or if they're not actively searching for you, their passive perception. Simple as that, folks. Now time for step 2. Step 2. Step 2 of the hidden technique is where to hide. Now, being a master of the hidden technique, as I am, I can tell you all the best places to hide. Now look around you. There may not seem like there's many places to hide, but to a seasoned hidden technique master such as myself, this should be of no difficulty. So where is the best place to hide? Wrong! The answer is, it depends. Sure, you can be a chump and hide behind that wall, but you can also simply dim the lights. Or I could hide right behind you. You see? Now, you can't hide from someone who can obviously see you right in front of them, but maybe you aren't trying to hide from them, and they still see you, but other enemies can't. Also, how well you're hidden is based off of obscurity. If you have the Skulker feat or Wood Elf ability, then you can hide in lightly obscured areas. Also, if you're a Lightfoot Halfling, you can hide when only obscured by a creature one size larger than you. Otherwise, normally, you can only hide in heavily obscured areas. That is, rules is written. But maybe there could be conditions where you can hide. What is obscurity? Well, when something's obscure, it's where I make a reference that not a lot of people understand and often falls flat. Now, rules is written, otherwise you can only hide in heavily obscured areas. But I say this would depend. If you are a true master of stealth, you should at least be able to attempt to hide, whether you're at a disadvantage in a lightly obscured area, such as they have advantage on perception checks to try to see you, or you have disadvantage on the stealth check to try to hide. So what is a lightly obscured area? Well, this is behind some sort of fog, dim light, or some sort of light foliage that doesn't cover you entirely. So then, what is heavily obscured? This is in darkness, where you're fully hidden, such as behind some dense shrubbery, or, behind a wall. While cover is different from obscurity, they both hide you. So, hiding behind cover, you can also attempt to hide. If you're just jumping behind cover, that's different from actually taking the action to hide. But where you are hiding in can also be cover. It's confusing, and the book never clearly specifies this, but also where you should be able to hide is usually based off of logic. You can't just jump behind some sort of bush. If all the enemies can see you run over there, you normally would have to have a reason why they couldn't see you, whether they're distracted by other enemies, you create a distraction, or something like that. it has to make sense within the context of the scenario, which varies scenario by scenario and DM by DM. Spells like Cloud Kill, Storm of Vengeance's Final Effect, Fog Cloud, Stinking Cloud, Sleet Storm, and other such spells that specify that they create a heavily obscured area are of course heavily obscured and can be hidden around. Effects that create lightly obscured areas include the Insect Plague spell. There are other examples of both, but you can use spells to help you hide. You can still hide from blindsided creatures, because if you hide behind foliage or some sort of cover, then for the blindsided creature, their senses can't reach past whatever object it is. It's like static. It kind of makes sense. But if you are using darkness to hide, then a blindsided creature can still see you. When you attack from your hidden spot, you get advantage on the attack as you are surprising them. Once your cover is revealed, then you have to find a new hiding spot. You can't just jump back and try to hide in the same hiding spot because they already know you're there. One of the best ways to hide is to teleport. This is because you can instantly disappear and reappear in a hidden location, which is especially handy. Step 3, surprise! Gotcha. If you want to be a master of the hidden technique, you also have to be master of surprise. When you jump out of your hidden spot, or shoot an arrow from it, you have advantage on attacking that target. Now, surprise is something that only occurs in the first round of combat. If you get the jump on your opponent and you're trying to hide from them, those who fail the perception check to see you are all surprised for that round, and they can't take actions or move during that round, and you can have advantage on attacks against them. But when you jump on hidden spot, it serves you just advantage otherwise. Now, normally after you attack, your hiding spot is revealed. If you have the Skulker feat and you miss a ranged attack while in hiding, your position is not revealed. Additionally, normally if you're hiding and you sneak out to backstab an opponent, this may or may not be allowed. I would say that if it, seems simple enough they're distracted, then you could just do it. But otherwise, if the distance is farther, or if they're more alert, then you'd have to make another stealth check if you want to do that. Of course, the hiding ability is the most useful for the rogue, as at second level they get cunning action, which allows them to hide as a bonus action. Rangers get this too, but not until 14th level. What's interesting, fun fact, is there are only certain actions you can take as a special haste action. Dash, disengage, use an object, and hide actions, and the attack action are the only special haste actions you can use. You can't help or search or anything like that. Step 4, counter hide. Now, being a master of the hidden technique, you can figure out where others are hiding. Now, if you're hiding, others can attempt to make a perception check, use a search action to try to find you. Additionally, if you have a general notion of where they are, where they hid behind, you can attempt to attack with advantage. Otherwise, it'd be like the invisible condition, where you'd just be attacking at the wrong spot if you misguessed. Now, after using these helpful skills, you too can become a master of the hidden technique. Thanks for watching. This is Sean from Dodeca Dungeon, signing off.